Hey, I'm Megan. Welcome back to another Dollar Tree fall DIY video. Although these DIYs will be different because they are all reversible, meaning you can use them from fall straight into Christmas. So it's great if you don't have endless amount of storage space or you're just on a budget. For the first DIY, we're going to use an 8x10 frame from the Dollar Tree. Anytime I use a frame from the Dollar Tree, I reinforce a hot glue. They're about as strong as foam board. This is Silent Night printed in 5x7, so I adjusted my printer to print smaller. This is linked in the description below. And then these craft sticks, now forgive me, these are not from the Dollar Tree, but they're from Walmart, 10.5 inches long, 45 of them, and we're only using 8. They're really a great deal. Take your frame back and trace out the size onto one of the craft sticks. These craft sticks cut easily with regular old scissors. I believe these are actually from the Dollar Tree scissors. And then I found it easier to use the first cut piece of wood for the layout for my following wood pieces. You get what I'm saying. It was just easier than using the frame and tracing the frame over and over again, for me anyways. And then just a little bit of hot glue and glue your wood sticks onto the back of your frame. Then I'm using Rust-Oleum chalk paint. I love this stuff. I always have it on hand, but you can use whatever paint you want. And actually you could probably skip this step or use a darker brown paint, whatever. I just like the dimension. Dry brushing a little bit of white paint on my boards. Then taking hot glue on the burlap and placing my printout on the burlap, then hot glue on my frame and putting my burlap on my frame. Yeah, I think that's right. Well, you see what I'm saying. And now for this one, I did not put the glass back in. I just left it as is, no glass in the frame. And then for my fall DIY, autumn, folding it, I was thinking it would make it easier to cut, but yeah. Also printed off 5x7. Also linked in the description below. This one's super simple. All I did was hot glue it to the burlap and put it back in the frame. And I did use the glass this time, so the glass is in the frame. And this one's done. I think it's really cute. It actually might be my favorite one. I like the wood behind the Christmas one, but I'm digging the printout here. Now I didn't make this printout, but the website is linked below and it is free. Next, using this tiki bar sign. They still have these in stock at the Dollar Tree, but they're not restocking them. What I like about this sign though is the back of it is already white. Now for the front, a little bit of Mod Podge, or a lot of bit of Mod Podge, however you want to look at it. Painted all over the top. I didn't worry about sanding off the glitter or anything. Then taking plain old craft paper, which also can be found at the Dollar Tree, and just put it on top of my sign. I cut around, but I don't try to cut like all the paper off. So you see I still have like some hangover going on, and that's fine. I let that dry. And then after it's dried, we're gonna go back with some sandpaper. I promise you, this is like the easiest way to get a nice, clean cut or like real close cut to the paper, and it works really, really well. Like even on the triangle parts that go up and down, I've either just like blown your mind, or you've seen me do this before, or you have another tip that you need to tell me about. Then taking the same white chalk paint over top of the craft paper, but I don't totally get full coverage, which is cool. That's what I'm going for. Then you just take yourself a ruler or something straight and draw 2 lines about the middle-ish of the sign. Now I found this really cool stencil at Dollar Tree, but I have no clue why it's round and it's like a wheel. Wasn't doing anything for me. If you know something I don't know, let me know. So I just ripped it off. Writing the word Christmas, starting with S, and then like working my way out. These stencils are super cute. Go back in, fill the gaps. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And I wrote Christmas Tree Farm. Same thing with Tree Farm with the stencil. And then I was like, okay, this totally needs like an arrow or something. So I just drew a little arrow, once again, ruler, whatever you have, and scribbled down some trees, literally scribbling out some trees. So anybody can make these trees. You don't have to be an artist. Went back in and filled it in with marker. Pretty simple. I did fill the arrow in with red, and so here we go. For the other side, using these poster stickers, also from the Dollar Tree, just wrote out the word pumpkins, and then some black electric tape, which Dollar Tree does sell, I'm pretty sure. Cut out a little ducktail or triangle, whatever you want to call it. Stretch it down the other side, and then you just cut out a little triangle, and you got yourself an arrow. You could definitely draw an arrow too. I just did it this way because I thought since the sticker letters are raised, it'd be cute for the arrow to be raised. And then you can use twine or whatever you want. I decided I want to use some wire, something a little bit different. So just take a pencil, wrap it around, and like a little corkscrew or whatever you want to call it. And you can easily stick the wire through the sign again. And that's how I'm hanging mine. But like I said, you can use twine, rope, whatever you want to do. The pumpkin side's pretty cute, but I'm not going to lie, hands down, the Christmas side is my favorite for this sign. I just like the way it looks. Now the letters got a little janky because I had to yell at my kids about like arguing over the PlayStation, but I know I could like redo this and make it look perfect. Okay, next, Dollar Tree carries these tag looking signs. This one in particular, I could not peel the paper off, so I just used sandpaper and sanded down the glitter, which I hate doing. Glitter makes me itch. Should have used gloves. And then just white Rust-Oleum chalk paint. Again, I did 2 coats just on top of the sign. You can see the first coat, you can kind of see the letters, but after 2 coats, look at that. You really can't see anything. So that's like reason number 57 why I love Rust-Oleum's chalk paint. On the other side, I painted it white too. So both sides are now white. On one side, we're going to write the word Merry. And I explain in detail a little bit more on my last video how I like to write words and get them straight and space them out. Not a professional, but not the worst either. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, after all that's done, black marker, fill it in. On the other side, I do the same thing with the word fall. So we have Merry and fall so far. Burnt umber, and we're going to dry brush the Merry sign because it's just kind of plain right now. It needs a little bit of dimension. Whenever I dry brush, I start on the outside, then work my way in. On the interior of the sign or like the middle of the sign, I don't ever dip my brush. I only do that on the outside. Then on the other side, I painted one side white, which is the back, and we got super lucky with this one because the like paper just peeled right off. No struggle, no sanding. There was one little piece stuck, no big deal. Took it outside, black spray painted it black. And the reason I spray painted this side black is because I'm going to use Mod Podge and this red buffalo check sign from the Dollar Tree. And I really didn't want the sign to come out looking pink on top of white. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You might be able to just paint it white. I just didn't want to chance it of it coming out looking pink with the red on top of white. Do you know what I'm saying? So anyways, Mod Podge, top and bottom. And I actually let this one dry overnight. But once it was dry, easily took a razor blade, box cutter, whatever you want to call it, from the Dollar Tree and sliced off around the edges. Then, plain white sheet of paper, fold it hot dog style. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Hot dog style, hamburger hot dog style from like elementary school. Anyways, cut out a tree and I'm going to paint over my tree. Now, I'm going to be the first to say, if possible, look for this same style bag at Dollar Tree instead of the scarf, because this is kind of the long way of doing stuff. In fact, this DIY almost didn't make it, but I thought it was a good idea. Somebody could get some inspiration from it. It was kind of backwards painting over the scarf. Anyways, distressed this sign the same way I did the Merry. So we have Merry in a tree, and on the other side we have fall, and dry brushing the other side as well. Are you still with me? I'm sure you can see what I'm doing though, right? I just freehanded hello, traced it out with a marker, then with a scrap piece of burlap, but any type of paper or fabric will work for this too. Just traced out 3 circles. P.S. That clear cup is from the Dollar Tree. Freehanded a stem and put my 3 circles together onto my board with Mod Podge. Now I didn't want to get the Mod Podge on all of the board because it will make the finish look different. So I just focused on the fabric, and now we have Mary and a Tree, Fall, and Hello Pumpkin. To hang this, I just took some scissors. I've used a drill before, but honestly I didn't feel like getting it out and it wasn't charged. I just took scissors, stabbed a hole through both sides, big enough to get some rope through. Pulled some rope through, which is also from the Dollar Tree, by the way. Pulled some rope through. And this is kind of where I got stuck. I didn't know where I was going with this. Like, I've seen these type of tag signs on Pinterest. So I just kind of hot glued the rope together, and then to hang it, I twisted it around a door hanger on my door. And I kind of had to twist it so they wouldn't overlap. So I don't know if there's a secret to having these hang where they're not covering each other up, but when I've seen them on Pinterest or Googling them, they're always like tilted to the side to side. So yeah, somebody fill me in on how these are supposed to be hung. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you next time, friend.